In modern American politics, few forces wield more power than religion. It shapes policies, sways elections, and for millions of Americans, it is a fundamental lens through which they view the nation's leadership. Donald J. Trump's presidency was a profound illustration of this influence, an era where Christian conservatism found both a champion and a lightning rod. Despite a personal history marked by scandal and a lifestyle seemingly at odds with traditional Christian values, Trump galvanized evangelical Christians to an unprecedented degree. How did this unlikely alliance form? What impact did it have on policy and American society at large? Today we explore the intricate relationship between Trump, Christianity, and the White House. Donald Trump's path to the presidency was neither conventional nor expected. In the primaries, he faced a lineup of candidates with deeper evangelical credentials. Yet by Election Day in 2016, over 80% of white evangelical Christians cast their votes for Trump, a staggering figure that highlighted his success in positioning himself as the defender of Christian values. Key to this support was his mastery of cultural signaling. While Trump's personal knowledge of the Bible was often criticized as shallow, his rhetoric touched on themes that resonated deeply with religious voters: protecting religious freedoms, opposing abortion, and standing firmly with Israel. One of the most iconic and controversial moments of Trump's presidency was the Bible photo op at St. John's Episcopal Church. In June 2020, amidst nationwide protests, Trump stood outside the historic church, holding a Bible aloft. For his supporters, it was a powerful symbol of faith and authority. For his critics, it was a hollow gesture, a manipulation of religious imagery for political gain. The event underscored a broader theme of Trump's presidency: the blending of faith and politics in a way that was often polarizing. His approach was not about deep theological discourse, but about making bold, visible gestures that affirmed his alliance with Christian conservatives. The most tangible impact of Trump's religious influence was his reshaping of the federal judiciary, particularly the Supreme Court. Trump appointed three conservative justices, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, creating a solid 6-3 conservative majority. For decades, overturning Roe v. Wade had been a central goal for many Christian conservatives. In 2022, that goal was realized with the Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization decision, which effectively dismantled the federal protection for abortion rights. This victory was seen by many as the fulfillment of a promise Trump made to his religious base. It was also a profound example of how presidential power can alter the fabric of American society for generations. Throughout his presidency, Trump maintained close relationships with influential religious leaders. Figures like Franklin Graham, Jerry Falwell Jr., Robert Jeffress, and Paula White played significant roles both publicly and behind the scenes. White, in particular, served as a spiritual advisor, hosting prayer meetings and reinforcing the idea that Trump's presidency was ordained by God. For many of these leaders, Trump was seen as a modern-day Cyrus, a flawed but divinely chosen leader tasked with protecting Christianity in America. This narrative not only solidified Trump's support among evangelicals, but also helped to justify his personal shortcomings. The symbiosis between Trump and the evangelical community went beyond policy. It became a movement. Rally scenes often resembled revival meetings, with worship songs, prayers, and pastors blessing the audience. Trump's slogan, "Make America Great Again," was embraced as a kind of spiritual mission, a crusade to restore what many saw as a nation adrift from its Christian roots. Merchandise bearing Bible verses in Trump's image was sold alongside more traditional political swag. This blending of faith and politics deepened the commitment of his base, but also blurred the line between religious devotion and political loyalty. However, not all Christians were on board. The intense politicization of faith under Trump sparked significant backlash from other Christian groups. Prominent publications like Christianity Today published editorials condemning Trump's behavior and questioning the moral compromises made by evangelical leaders. For these critics, the association of Christianity with Trump's policies, such as family separations at the border, aggressive immigration stances, and rhetoric perceived as divisive, posed a profound moral dilemma. Many argued that these actions contradicted the teachings of Jesus, particularly regarding compassion and justice for the marginalized. The 2020 election exposed deep fractures within the Christian community. While the majority of white evangelicals remain loyal to Trump, other groups, including Black Christians and younger evangelicals, moved away. This shift highlighted a growing divide not just between Christians and secular voters, but within Christianity itself. The role of religion in Trump's presidency also raised broader questions about the future of faith in American politics. Could Christianity survive the perceived compromise of its values for political power? Would the next generation of believers continue to support the fusion of evangelicalism and Republican politics? Historians and theologians continue to debate Trump's religious legacy. Some argue that his presidency has irreparably harmed the witness of American Christianity, turning it into a political tool rather than a transformative spiritual force. Others contend that the court's policies and precedents set during his administration were necessary to preserve religious freedoms under siege from an increasingly secular society. As America moves forward, the influence of Trump's presidency on Christianity in the White House remains a contentious issue. For some, it was a moment of triumph for religious conservatives. For others, a cautionary tale of what happens when faith is subsumed by politics. The question now is not just what impact Trump had on Christianity, but what impact Christianity will have on the future of American politics. Will the alliance forged during his presidency endure? Or will a new vision of faith and governance emerge? Only time will tell. Don't forget to subscribe. God bless you all. Amen.